and good evening. My name is Joe with the JoeDWhite Talks radio program. That was I May Fall by RWBY. Ruby, yes. I haven't watched the anime at all.
It's awesome. I would check it out.
Okay. Give us a synopsis about it, because some of the listeners probably don't even know about it.
Okay, Ruby is created by a company named Rooster Teeth. It was originally created by a man named Monty Oum, and it is about 4 girls who go to a school where they learn to slay monsters.
Ooh. Was it based off a comic?
No, it's a totally original idea.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so we're going to get started with some awesome stuff tonight. We got some gaming news and Game of Thrones topics that we want to discuss. We want to center the whole entire episode around Game of Thrones. We do have a guest tonight. Her name is Megan Mertz. I've been friends with her for almost, oh good lord, over 20 years now. Megan, are you still on the line? Miss Mertz? I don't think she's on the line.
I don't think so.
No, okay. Okay, that's fine. We'll continue on with... that's cool. Okay, so...
What's first?
Quotes. Comic book quotes.
Quotes, all right.
Quotes, yes.
So, we picked 3 of our favorite quotes from comics, movies, TV shows, and games. You want to go first?
Okay, so my first quote would have to be from Batman vs. Superman.
Right.
That would be when Martha Kent was talking with Clark Kent at her house, and she said, "Be their hero, Clark, or be none at all. You don't own this world a damn thing."
Right.
So, yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes. You go.
All right, for my first quote, at the end of the Halo 4 series, not the series, the end of Halo 4, Cortana says to Master Chief, they're 2 of the main characters, "Before this is over, I want you to find out which one of us is the machine."
Cool. Okay, so I would say my second favorite quote would have to be from Game of Thrones when Cersei was talking with Ned Stark, and she was referring to the whole entire, what the premise of the show is. Life is like the Game of Thrones. You either win or you die.
Well, at this point, Jar Jar Martin's killed off almost everybody. Almost.
Oh, yeah, pretty much almost everybody, but we're going to get into that one later in the show, so you go ahead.
All right. For my second quote, I'm going to be pulling this from Skyrim, from the dragon Parthenax. "What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?"
Parthenax was the big dragon.
He was the brother of Alduin, so...
The brother of Alduin, yes.
He helped enslave humans, but then repented for his sins by teaching them the voice.
The boom voice.
The Thoom.
The Thoom. I call him the boom voice. Like the boomstick.
It explodes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of my last favorite quote. Let's see. What would be my favorite quote? Help me out here. Name something.
I'd say BioShock, but I don't think you've played that, because that's where my last one is from.
I played a little bit about BioShock Infinite, but all the stuff they said was pretty racist.
Infinite's weird, okay?
Infinite was...
They were all weird, but I think the first 2 made the most sense in my opinion.
Let me see if I can find something from Diablo.
All right, well, I'm going to hit you with my third one then.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, it's from Andrew Ryan from the BioShock. He's from the very first one. He was the villain, or so you were led to believe. And at the beginning of the game, you hear, "Is not a man entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the Vatican, for it belongs to God. No, says Moscow, for it belongs to everybody. And no, says America, for it belongs to the government. But I rejected these things and instead chose my own path."
I would choose a quote from Diablo 3 when the Templars talks to the Skeleton King, the first boss.
Oh yeah.
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to this madness.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense because that dude went mad.
Well, to be fair, at one point everybody has gone mad.
Not in the game.
Not in the game. I mean,
Are you talking about like in real life, like in a
everybody
metaphorical
has that.
sense?
Everybody has that time.
I don't know.
Some people go crazy about the game and be like, "This doesn't make any sense."
It made perfect sense to me.
To you.
Yes, to me.
All right.
All right, so we're done with awesome quotes. We got some gaming news.
All right, gaming news. Let's go.
Yes.
Pokemon Go has been released worldwide as of yesterday. Please keep in mind, do not drive while playing Pokemon Go. There's already been one bad incident so far, and it even says when you first load the game, please be aware of your surroundings.
Yes. Don't even walk to unknown places while playing Pokemon
I don't
Go.
care if there's a Mewtwo. Be safe.
Yes. So this, just to give you a little bit of reference, this kid was walking around, minding his own business, playing Pokemon Go, and he walked into a pretty nasty ghetto territory, and he got stabbed, and his iPhone got stolen, and the rest of his personal belongings. How Pokemon Go works is that it works from GPS, and
You have to move to find the Pokemon.
yes, you have to move around the grid.
You
Your
don't like that.
No, I don't like that. I want my little, my little controller and to push to move the character like normal people should.
Hey, man.
Normal gamers. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that there should be an option for both.
There
if you want
should.
to. Yeah.
There should, but that would also kind of be a pain, because I want to experience Pokemon Go like I experienced my first time playing Pokemon. I want to see what's out there.
Okay.
So far, it's just Pidgeys and Rattatas. So.
Oh, okay. Final Fantasy 12 remake.
Yeah, lots of people are excited for that. I'm not overhyped about it, but there's some hype.
I'm hearing the fact that they are going to lower the difficulty level of the game.
Boo.
Boo. Yes, absolutely. Because the game wasn't really that hard. I mean, all you had to do was just
Spam a move.
grind. I mean, really, it
It's
wasn't.
like Dark Souls. It's the early version of Dark Souls almost. Because in Dark Souls is claimed to be one of the hardest games in the world. You have to grind for hours at a time in order to get anywhere in the game.
Yeah. I had never played Dark Souls, but I keep hearing that it was a really, really tough game.
It is really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's a website called Moms Against Gaming, and they played it, and they said this game is too hard. It needs an easy difficulty.
Okay. That reminds me of that the game Doom, where
Played
you
it.
have
Yes.
little avatar of the hero character dressed as a little infant with a sucking on a
Pacifier.
pacifier. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on
PlanetSide. Rest in peace, PlanetSide. It's been a good 13 years. Earlier this week, the final PlanetSide multiplayer server was shut down in a blaze of glory. The server admins came in while everyone was playing one final match. It was a pretty big match, too. They released meteors to fall out from the sky to give the picturing of the end of the world in the game. So the PlanetSide, the original PlanetSide, has been shut down, and PlanetSide 2 is now the main game to go to for it.
Awesome. Okay, comic book news. Oh my good lord! They released Entertainment Weekly released a whole entire issue for Suicide Squad, and it looks really good.
Well, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be really good. People are like, I want to show you the pictures that they released multi-issues.
Oh, it's one of those ones where it's got multiple different covers to it.
Yes.
So what you may think is 4 different issues, it's actually one issue, just
One issue.
different covers.
With different covers. I can't wait to see Enchantress, because she looks bad.
She looks awesome.
Yes. Okay. Anything else in comic book related news that you want to discuss?
Not that I have.
Okay. Moving right along. This whole entire episode is going to be dedicated to Game of Thrones. The finale of this season. Oh my good lord. It was so good, wasn't it?
Cersei gave us an early 4th of July.
Yes, she did. Using Wildwood. That wonderful gasoline. The lime green.
That ooze.
The mean green gasoline.
It's not as eco-friendly as you would think, though.
No, it's not. So, I wanted to start off the whole entire show with a historical analysis. Megan knows a lot more than I did about the background of the books and the whole entire series. It's based off of actual history. Did you know that?
No.
It's based off of early English history called the War of the Roses.
All right.
And with, you have several prominent houses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that educated in the War of the Roses, but that's where George R. R. Martin based the whole entire premise from. The 6th book of the series, The Winds of Winter, I heard a rumor going around the rumor mill saying that George R. R. Martin has the manuscript finished, and he will be delivering it to his publisher when he goes to another.
You know why he has to deliver it?
Convention event. Well, he's late.
No, because he's using DOS.
Yes, he's using DOS. As I still can't believe that he's using DOS as the operating system on the computer that he's writing all the manuscripts from. I'm like, when I said before, I remember using DOS when I was a kid.
And hating it?
20 years ago. And hating it, yes. Yeah. And, the dot matrix printers that you're printing, the papers from. Yeah, I can't. No. No, thank you. You might as well just start writing with a quill pen.
I'm pretty sure that would be quicker than a DOS.
Yeah. So more news. Season 7 pushback.
Winter is not coming.
Winter's not coming. No.
Not as soon as we would hope.
So what we're talking about is that they're pushing back season 7 because they don't want to put so much production into making a fake winter. They're actually waiting for the seasons to change, and they want an actual winter.
They want realistic snow, real snow.
Real snow. Yes.
Jon Snow in the snow.
Jon Snow in the snow, not with yellow snow.
No, that's bad snow.
That's evil snow.
No snow.
Green snow is worse snow.
Very, very
yes.
bad snow.
Mm-hmm. Bad snow. Okay. Question for you.
Yes.
What do you think about Daenerys?
I think she's gonna come back and kick some butt. She's got that huge fleet and dragons.
Yeah, she's at the end of the last the last of one of
the season finale.
Season finale. Yes. Thank you so much for reminding me.
you wish season 6 was still going. I said sticks.
Sticks.
STYX. Everybody, it's Greek. Look it up.
Yes.
All right. Season 6. We all wish it was still going because
yes,
it kind of left us on one of those cliffhangers.
Well, and that's what every show does. They leave us on a cliffhanger.
I, for one, am excited to see what House Stark has in store for the rest of Westeros, especially since Arya Stark took out the leader of the Freys.
Yes. Well, that was...
I told you, man. She's the Batman of Game of Thrones.
She is. Maybe she's the Batgirl of Game of Thrones.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or... I wouldn't say Batwoman. I don't think she's a lesbian.
She's not old enough.
No, she could be like a younger Batwoman.
That's Batgirl.
No, that's Batgirl.
Well, you don't hear Bat-tween.
No. Well, Batgirl is Barbara Gordon. And Batwoman is a different person altogether.
Well, I see your point because Arya's not in a wheelchair.
Oh.
For those of you that don't know, the Joker shoots Barbara Gordon at some points and puts her in a wheelchair.
Puts her in a wheelchair, and she's now Oracle. Which reminds me, Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition, Barbara Gordon, was not in the Ultimate Edition.
Bummer.
Her name is Janet Clyburn. That's what Malone was playing, and she is a scientist at Star Labs.
She's kind of like Flash, everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's all coming together. Like, you know, you got the Meta Human Task Force, and you got Star Labs, and you got all the stuff that's coming together to an actual really good series.
See, I don't think they're going to get the right Justice League movie going, because A, they have to remake the Green Lantern first, and B, they have to introduce the Martian Manhunter.
They are going to remake Green Lantern.
Yeah, after they make the Justice League movie.
Okay, I can understand where you're coming from on that one.
And then they still haven't introduced the Martian Manhunter. When keep in mind, the Martians were the reasons that the Justice League even started.
Yeah, you're right, but they're moving to a different direction. I think. I think they're going to introduce Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse as far as Marvel. I'm talking about the planet and
the planet Apocalypse and Darkseid.
And Darkseid and Steppenwolf, because in the Ultimate Edition they re-added back in a deleted scene where Lex Luthor was conversing with Steppenwolf. So you never know.
Those people in Apocalypse, man, always causing trouble.
Well, not real people. They're monsters.
Those things.
They're evil monsters. Okay. So Daenerys. Back to Game of Thrones. Is Daenerys going to be the villain of the show? What do you think?
The way I see it, I see Daenerys. She has a unique role, because at first, if you start off watching season 1, episode 1, she's kind of victimized into the whole thing. She's thrown into a spot where she doesn't want to be in, being forced to marry Khal Drogo and stuff.
Right.
But in the end,
they're still linked.
They're still linked somehow.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, she's in a spot only because she was forced into a role of power and she saw how much she could get from it, even though this isn't what she initially wanted.
Right.
So she's got her big fleet, very big fleet. The Masters are dead, all but one, and he's pledged himself to Daenerys.
Right.
Tyrion Lannister is her hand of the queen.
Yeah, she's the hand of the queen.
And I have a feeling, with him drinking and knowing things, that he's going to use that advantage against the Lannister family when they get to King's Landing.
Yep. Along with the eunuch.
Right.
Varys.
Right.
There is a theory going on saying that she will be the villain of the show because of her Targaryen lineage. That her father was mad, and therefore she will be mad too.
Well, keep in mind, Jon Snow is also Targaryen. That's been confirmed now, so if any of you don't know that, Jon Snow is Targaryen and Stark.
Yes.
His mother was a Stark, and who was kidnapped.
Lyanna Stark.
Lyanna Stark, who was kidnapped and impregnated by
Rhaegon Targaryen.
And that makes him Daenerys' nephew?
Yeah. There was a theory also saying that Daenerys and Jon Snow will marry, which I don't think so because they're related.
That didn't stop the Lannisters.
But the Lannisters are weird, dude.
That's true.
Yeah. And Cersei's... we're going to get to Cersei and Lannister later in the show. But do you think Daenerys will eventually die? There's a huge...
I've got a feeling. I have a feeling that everyone's going to die again. But that Lord of Light, he's always going to pull some string.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I don't think that the Lord of Light is going to save some of these people because some of these people deserve it. Really.
I think he's only going to bring the ones back that he likes.
Yeah. Or who is the Lord of Light? Watch. If you've seen the movie, I can't remember the name. It starred Jay and Silent Bob.
Why are you snapping at me? I don't know.
I'm trying to. No, it's like on the tip of my tongue.
That's your finger.
No, it's on the tip of my tongue. Darren, do you know it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh gosh, I wish I did.
Jay and Silent Bob.
You have your laptop in front of you. Google.
Alanis Morissette was God.
What? Use your laptop. It's right there.
This is the problem with getting old. Alanis Morissette.
This is the problem with comparing something old to something new.
God. Dogma.
No.
You never saw Dogma?
No.
Okay, we're gonna watch Dogma. I'm gonna download it, put it in my laptop, and we're gonna watch it. It's on
Okay.
YouTube too.
Is it a full movie?
Yeah, it's a full movie.
I'll get it on my way home. I'll watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow night.
Yeah. Oh, I have no idea what I was going with Dogma anyway. Yeah,
Lord
the
of
Lord
Light.
of Light. And
Who is he really?
who is he really?
You
And
said he's the Mr.
watch-
Clean of the show.
No, I didn't say he was Mr. Clean of the show.
Yes, you did, because he's
Well-
always cleaning up after people.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Okay, yeah, I did say that. I'm sorry, I lied. Okay, so yeah, he is the
Shame.
Mr. Clean. Yes, shame, shame. Well, I'm not gonna get naked in front of you guys. You'll be scared about that one.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that is messed up. So, what I was going with was the Lord of Light will probably be Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
Because at the end of Dogma, we didn't know who God was. And
Surprise.
God was surprised Alanis Morissette.
It's always who you expect it to be. That's not true.
No. What was I also going to go with that?
We were talking about Daenerys still.
Daenerys, but you were saying that everybody's going to die.
I've got a feeling that either everyone dies or a lot of people are going to die. Or being the crazy dude that he is, Tyrion Lannister's somehow going to end up on throne.
I don't think Tyrion Lannister is going to end up on the throne.
I don't even think he can
I
reach
think
the
everybody's going to die besides Samuel Tarly. And he's going to he's going to be the only
He's gonna be the
person.
king.
He's going to be the king, the fat king
Well-
of Game of
throne.
Thrones.
Since there are no more houses, I guess I'll sit on the throne.
Exactly. And that will be the great irony of Game of Thrones. So we already discussed it, the Jon Snow lineage revelation.
Right.
I
I don't think he and Daenerys will be getting married because that's messed up, yo.
that is messed up. Yeah. So let's when I reference Samuel Tarly, it's Samuel Tarly is supposed to be the master of Game of Thrones, like he's supposed to be the all-knowing person.
Surprise. Samuel Tarly's the Lord of Light.
Samuel Tarly is probably gonna be the Lord of Light. Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
It does all make sense.
All right, we're done. Going home. Bye. We figured it out.
So, there was another question about Game of Thrones. Where is, not Brandon Stark, but the guy that's rowing?
Still rowing.
And still rowing.
As far as we know, still rowing.
He's still rowing. He's still in the big wide blue ocean and still rowing. He might as well just be on Gilligan's Island by now.
He's found Calypso.
Can you do me a favor and explain Calypso?
Calypso is a Greek mythology thing. She was cursed by the gods to live on an island forever, alone, and every man that she fell in love with ended up leaving her, and they never found her again. And the only way you can come upon the island is by accident.
The name of the person I'm trying to find is Gendry. Where is Gendry? 'Cause he's still rowing. Yeah, there's a whole entire meme.
He's with Calypso.
Yeah, he's with Calypso. So according to an article here,
Oh,
bless
no.
him, he's still rowing. Game of Thrones literally has dozens of characters to follow, but every year someone invariably asks, "What happened to Gendry?" I haven't seen him since the season 3 finale Missa when Davos set him free from Dragonstone and gave him a rowboat with directions to King's Landing. At this point, he should be on King's Landing by now.
Or dead.
Did he ever make it to King's Landing? Probably not. He's probably dead. He's probably...
They're gonna... I guarantee you that someone is going to, like, out of spite, be like, okay, you keep asking, here we go, and it gets picked up by one of the dragons.
Okay, so in a podcast, the host didn't remember who Gendry was, but their producer wanted to know what happened to him. So David Benoff first described that character, King's Landing blacksmith Robert Baratheon's illegitimate son, friend to Arya Stark, got close with Melisandre, who desperately plans for him before he was set free by Davos. We saw him rowing away. Dan Weiss, he's still rowing. Dan Benoff, he's still rowing. It's such a very, very long... Weiss, he's coming up on Florida. Benoff, he's getting in great shape. Think of the shape he's in after rowing for 4 seasons. Big
row,
laughs.
row your boat.
He might have this really long mane.
He's gonna have like
beard,
a majestic mane. He's gonna be like really ripped and everything. What happened to you? I rode for 4 seasons.
Yeah, like for 4 years I just rode.
What's all the bones in there? I killed a shark. Maybe 3 or 4 at once.
Or probably one of those big Loch Ness monsters.
You get quite hungry when you row every day.
Exactly. Oh,
I see that. Someone took
Gendry.
the Finding Nemo title and they put Finding Gendry instead.
Yeah, he just keeps rowing.
Just keep swimming.
And I don't always kill my main characters. The best Game of Thrones meme. But no way I do. Okay, yeah, I always do.
Best Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna have to.
memes. We'll have to do that for another time.
Oh my good lord! No, I want to go through these now.
Okay.
I heard the party died after I left.
Who's that? Jon Snow?
No, that's
that's what's his. It's a Lannister, ain't it?
I don't think that's a Lannister.
I can't even see that. I don't know who the hell that is.
I kissed my brother once.
Oh,
That's cute.
It's Princess
That's
Leia and Cersei.
Princess Leia and Cersei. I kissed my brother once, says Princess Leia, and Cersei looks coy with her wine glass, and she says, "That's cute."
You made a funny.
Yeah.
King of the Northern Line. It's Jon Snow,
King
ladies
of
and
the Northern
gentlemen.
Line. It's not Jon Snow. It's Robb Stark.
They were both king at one point.
Well, yeah, he's King of the Northern Line, but he died at the Red Wedding.
I have a
Remember?
feeling that the Lannisters and the Freys are about to have their own Red Wedding.
Oh, well, yeah, she's. Eventually, we're gonna have to discuss about Cersei Lannister, but I want to take a break, and we're gonna start off with the midsection break with a little bit of a remix of Game of Thrones. It's done by
Peter Hollins and Lindsey Sterling.
Hollins and Lindsey Sterling. Peter Hollins does great music with his
Vocal
mouth. Vocal music, and Lindsey Sterling does some great violin music. So take it away.
of you guys on my channel probably know Peter because we did Skyrim together. And just like that track, this was all done with his voice and my violin.
And some of her stomping.
That's right, for some of the drums. So yeah, go check out Pete's channel. Be sure to subscribe to Peter Hollins because he's awesome.
Thank you, and make sure you subscribe to Lindsay because she is the most amazing violinist.
And we're back.
Some people got some free advertisement there.
Yeah, exactly. We have free advertisement on our show.
Only for famous YouTubers.
Only for famous YouTubers.
Shout out to
exactly.
Jackie Rose, man.
Yeah, Jackie Rose is amazing. We tried to invite her on the show and she declined, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I know,
she was
man.
at least she was really respectful.
She was polite about it too.
Yes, oh my
Like-
god.
If I had 4 thumbs, they'd all be up.
Oh yeah.
Here, put yours up there. Yeah, 4 thumbs up.
I'm trying to elevate my toes
toes?
up, my toes, but I'm not that physically dexterous. Okay. So, moving along, we're going to talk about Cersei's revenge on the show, on the finale.
Do you know what her favorite color firework is?
Green.
I know, right?
I mean green. So
So recap on what happened before that.
Mhm.
The king, I don't remember his name because.
Tommen.
Okay, yeah, whatever his name is.
Tommen.
All right, so he says that there's no more trial by combat; it is trial by the 7 now.
Right.
And so he and Cersei are to be tried on the spot in front of the 7, but Cersei doesn't want to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cersei just decides to kill everybody by blowing them up.
Right. A little bit more description in the backstory. King Tommen was a pussy king. He was not a very strong-willed person.
Weak spine.
He had a weak spine, yes. This also delves into a lot of religion and politics. We have, in Westeros, there is a religion called the Lords of the Seven or something, Knights of the Seven.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, it's a religion where 7 gods were worshipped, and you have someone who is leading that coven is like a priest, and they are very strict. Their whole entire monks have like
They have that star.
they have that
all of their
star
monks
engraved on their
had
head.
some. All of the monks have one thing in common. They were all tried by the 7 at one point
Right.
because Sarah, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He was being tried, and he said, "I will willingly serve the gods in place of sparing my life," and so.
Right.
They spared his life, and in the end, they carved this star into his face in front of everybody with a knife.
Well, he's the brother of Marjorie, and here's the other backstory. The reason why he had to submit to the Coven of the 7. He was involved with one of the Baratheons, like sexually involved.
Wasn't
He's
he?
gay.
Okay, just making
So
sure.
yeah, he was. I think.
He openly admitted it to it too.
Yeah, he openly admitted to it when he was tried, but it just it was a little the whole entire coven just freaks me out. They're just creepy.
It's a very strange
They're like the
thing.
Westboro Baptist Church inside of Game of Thrones.
Do you think there's protesters?
I don't think they're. Well, yeah, they're actual protesters because they're
I know who the
protesting.
Westboro is, but do you think that the Coven of the 7 had like people walk around? Homosexuality is a sin. You'll all burn in hell.
Well, they don't openly say it, but they actually do protest politically against
fair.
you know. I mean, they
It's
have
more
their own
civilized.
ways to do it. It's more internalized, in my opinion. But they're very malicious people. That nun that got Cersei's revenge because she was like, before she was behind Cersei when she was naked and she was going down the courtyard and she had the bell saying shame, shame, shame.
She got hers, man. She is locked up and
She is the giant's plaything.
yeah, he's
And from my understanding, well, when I read an article with Lena Headey, it was supposed to be much more darker than what it was intended to be. It was, I think, like this guy was dissecting her or something. I can't remember.
While she was alive?
While she was alive, yes.
That's messed up.
That is messed up. That's
Jeez, Cersei.
weird.
First, I'm not going there.
Well, I don't know. And then right after the explosion,
Big
Tommen
Jumps out the
jumps
window.
out the window. And I'm like, that was so unexpected.
It's not Assassin's Creed, man. There's no bale of hay at the bottom.
No, there's no bale of hay. You're not a parkour expert.
Well, he said hay, just not in the way everyone was expecting.
Yeah.
Or to anybody else. He said hi to the ground.
Uh-huh.
See, what I had expected when he took off his crown, I just expected him to chuck it out the window and be like, throwing stuff out the window.
F this. I'm out of here.
Table flip. I don't need this. Punches the camera. Screw the fourth wall. Deadpool comes out of nowhere. That's my job.
Oh my good lord. The moments that we have on this show. But I think Cersei's going to get another blowback because there's so much. You can't only do so much. There's going to be consequences.
Well, now everybody
And
that
now-
has a role of power is under her control. They're all aligned with her in some way, shape, or form. Anyone that opposed her died already. And anyone
Except her brother.
But her brother's with the phrase right now.
No, he's not. Not anymore. Because when at the end of this
Oh, that's right.
show,
He left at the end of it.
He
left at the end and he shows up at
arrives-
King's Landing.
He shows up at King's Landing, and that's his.
That's his throne.
That's his throne. That's his rightful ownership of the throne. Now, also, which is kind of odd, we're gonna go back to the Starks with Jon Snow and Arya Stark and Sansa Stark. I thought Sansa Stark was gonna take over as the Queen of the North, but it turns out that
They all
everybody wants
supported Jon
that
Snow.
all support Jon Snow. But technically,
Technically, it belongs to Sansa because Jon Snow and Sansa are cousins.
No, it belongs to Brandon.
Oh, wherever he is.
He's trying to play the Watcher dude.
At least he's not rowing
No, he's not rowing, but he's supposed to be in a tree
somewhere.
as a warg, one of the lead wargs, but he's not ready yet. Oh well. What made me really upset about that was Hodor.
Hold the door.
Hold the door. But I don't want to hold the door. You open it yourself.
Okay. Just like
It's just like it's one of the memes online
okay.
that I found.
Oh, memes.
Yeah, like when you're in the office and someone asks you to hold the door, and it's like you
Start
have that-
crying.
You start crying. It's like no, because Hodor was one of the most favorite,
Loved.
characters on the show, and then he might be dead. He might be a Glenn person, and he might show up again,
Oh,
or he might show up as one of the Walkers.
surprise!
The White
It's the Lord of
Walkers.
Light.
Surprise! 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 It's the Lord of Light.
That's our new joke now. Or they could be the Lord of Light.
Now, okay, so there's the Lord of Light. It's the Son of Ice and Fire. Who is the cold? Who is the Lord of the Cold?
See, it could be the King of the White Watchers, but at the same time, I'm kind of leaning towards Jon Snow, just because of the name.
What do you mean?
They never specified like what ice and fire meant.
No, George R. R. Martin never specified what
Right.
ice and fire.
Jon Snow, it's the last name Snow.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Is maybe he's throwing a hint there, or maybe it's the White Walkers and he and Daenerys, since they're both Targaryen, are going to team up as the fire.
Well, we still don't even know who the Lord of Light is. We're still speculating that it's Alanis Morissette
It's,
or Samuel Tarly.
right. It's Samuel.
Samuel Jackson?
I have a really bad joke about that I'm not allowed to tell on the air.
Well, you can make it to like a non-dirty version.
What does the L in Samuel L. Jackson stand for?
Lesbian.
Mother ever.
Get these MF snakes off this MF plane. Yeah, exactly. That was out of
guard.
left field.
That's what the L stands for.
Left field.
Lord of Light.
Lord of Light.
Boom! Plot twist. Samuel L. Jackson.
Mind
Solved
blown.
it.
Mind blown. Okay.
It's all so simple now.
It is very simple. Okay. So I just looked up a little bit of more news we could use. Okay. Did you know they're trying to make a new Alien movie?
Like Alien from Alien versus Predator, or
Alien 5.
so like Alien from Alien versus Predator, Alien.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Okay. So Alien started in the 1950s. Not 1950s. What am I talking about?
1990s?
Sigourney Weaver is not that old. No. They started in the 70s. I think it's like 1978.
Was this the one where like the face huggers and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Sigourney Weaver was in it.
I've seen a lot of Alien movies and played a lot of Alien games and read a lot of Alien books. So when you say Alien, there are trillions of different ideas that go through my head.
I'm sorry about that. I should have been more specific. I'm going to talk
should.
about the original Alien. I'm going to say trilogy because the fourth movie sucked.
Wasn't that
it was
Requiem?
terrible. Alien. Rebirth, or not Alien Rebirth. Alien for something or another. It was something that I easily could have forgotten. It's directed by this French director, Jean-Paul. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Who cares?
Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection. Yes.
So it went Alien in 1979, Aliens in 86, Alien 3 in 92,
Alien 3 kind of sucked too.
Resurrection in 97, Prometheus, which was the prequel to the Alien vs. Predator series in 2012, and now this new one coming out is called Alien Covenant in 2017.
Yes. So Sigourney Weaver confirmed everything in the actual the new film that's coming out.
Way to kill the hype.
Do you want me to go over the what the synopsis would be?
Sure.
Okay, so according to the article, the 30th anniversary celebrations of James Cameron's Aliens are getting underway, and as part of that, Sigourney Weaver has been nattering to EW about the film. And so inevitably, the conversation shifted to Neil Blomkamp's delayed Alien 5 movie. And I've seen some pictures of it. It looks amazing. And she revealed a few more details about the film. It's just as if you know. I'm talking in quotes from Sigourney's quotes. Just as you know, the path forks in one direction goes off to 3 and 4, and in another direction goes off to Neil's movie. She said, seemingly confirming the idea is to overlook the third and fourth Alien films.
So they're pulling of Days of Future Past and skipping over everything that's previously happened.
Well, the third and fourth Alien movies actually sucked. The actual what happened in Alien 3 was that the character that Sigourney Weaver played died, and Alien Resurrection is that when there was like this science lab that tried to recreate the character in the film, and she was cloned.
Sigourney Weaver's character, or
Sigourney Weaver's character. She was cloned from alien and human DNA.
That never ends well.
No, it doesn't. And it just didn't end on a really good note. And it was kind of just weird.
There was supposed to be one, I think it's called Alien Requiem, where, like, after, I think it was Alien vs. Predator 2. Is that the one where they're in the Arctic caps, the ice caps?
I haven't seen the Alien vs. Predators movies. So.
Well, and one of them, like, one of the predators gets infected with the alien egg, and he dies at the end of it, and then, of course, the egg hatches in his chest, and it cuts to black there, and you're like, well, what happened?
Maybe they created a new species of alien.
Well, that's why they used humans, because it killed their own kind.
Right. Another... Nintendo maybe put a smartphone gamepad in your pocket?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to read it, though, because it's Nintendo and it's not Pokemon related.
Okay, never mind.
Speaking of which, Nintendo broke the world record for the largest tournament in the world. They had 10 different types of tournaments going on for 3 days. And it was from the cards to the DS to the Game Boy to the Wii U to the Wii, all of it. It was crazy.
Oh, another video game news. Evolve
Evolve is now
free to play.
Free to play.
Free to play. What do you think about that one? I've never played Evolve, so I don't...
Okay, so what happens is there's 4 mercenaries, and they're hunting a monster. The monster has either destroyed a village, or, based on this newer one, it's sometimes a power plant that powers up a nearby village.
Mm-hmm.
And so the mercenaries, their job is to go in and kill this monster before it evolves. And as it evolves, it gets stronger, faster, and sometimes gains more powers. There's one based off the Cthulhu called the Kraken, and it can shoot like lightning at you and fly in its final form. There's one that can breathe fire and shoot like spikes at you.
I need to play a demo.
I can get a demo.
Oh, that would be awesome. Because we can just connect the... I can bring my PS4, and we can just connect, to my MacBook, and we could just play it.
Yeah.
That would roll. Let's see. In other news, Indiana Jones. Have you seen the trilogy, the first 3 films?
I have. I've seen them all.
The 4th one that was really sucky.
It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse.
I don't know.
Are they remaking it, or are they making a new one?
They were thinking about remaking it, but it just didn't.
I heard that was the only reason why Harrison Ford jumped in on the new Star Wars movie, because they offered to make him a new Indiana Jones movie, and that's
right.
and he wanted to finish off the series there.
Well, on the 4th one, they were planning to hand off the series to Shia LaPoopoo. I don't call him Shia LaBeouf. I think he's Shia LaPoopoo.
I mean, Transformers wasn't that bad.
I'm talking about his previous films. Like, he did a really bad... it was supposed to be like a comedy or a thriller film. Kind of like in this similar vein to like Rear Window. It was so bad.
He quit. He's done with acting.
Except on a camera. In front of like a live camera.
Oh, he's weird. We're all weird.
But
he's that
we're
extra,
all kind of weird in our ways. But
he's that extra weird.
I don't open up a shop, put a paper bag over my head, and pretend I'm crying. That was his one little bit where he opened up like this little shop, and you can pay to get in and watch him cry for about an hour.
For the people that did that, I want to know what is so wrong with your life. You have to watch a retired man cry. That's messed up, yo.
Yeah. Or you can sit in a movie theater and just watch all your movies back to back.
And cry during those, because you realize how crappy they were. Transformers, man. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. That Transformer movie. Oh, I want to go into like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god.
I saw the new Purge, though.
Okay, so I'm going to do my little review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. And if you want to go see it, then you can.
I've heard good things about it.
I was not very happy with it. The problem was that it didn't... I grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I grew up with...
April in the yellow jumpsuit.
And the jumpsuit and the TV show. It brought in a lot of the characters that you really liked, like Bebop and Rocksteady and Crane, but they didn't reveal the backstory behind them too much. Well, with Bebop and Rocksteady, you don't really have to because they're just dumb characters, but
they're the comic relief.
Yeah, they're kind of like the comic relief.
They're
of
the Jar Jar
the
Binks.
Yes, but Crane, the backstory with him, he came from Dimension X, and he was trying to take over Earth, and in the process of moving through dimensional portals, his body got separated from his brain, and he is now like a living, talking human brain. Or not a human brain, but an alien brain. They didn't reveal that part of his backstory. They didn't reveal anything about Dimension X, except the fact that Shredder was brought into Dimension X. All of a sudden, it's like all this information is being presented to you, and you're like, what? there's no explanation,
It's
and
just
you
kind
don't.
of given to you in a box,
Yes.
and you're like, well, where's the rest of it? I know it's like a box you packed away so long ago, and then when you find it, you're like, I could have sworn there was more to this box.
It's like Justin Timberlake's dick in a box. You think it's gonna be better in the box, but you open the box and it's just
Disappointment.
like extreme utter disappointment. They didn't reveal the Technodrome. Shredder didn't hardly any much. It was mostly just Bebop and Rocksteady and against the Turtles. He was just staying there with his arms crossed, saying, yeah, okay, great. You have, you remember Baxter Stockman,
Yeah.
the scientist that turned into a fly?
Yep.
He didn't turn into a fly.
What?
I know.
It's disappointment.
That is utter disappointment. I liked Casey Jones.
Casey
I love
Jones.
Stephen and Mel.
Dope.
He is dope. I like him in Arrow, and I loved him in this film. And other movie news. Did you see Warcraft? Yeah.
Not yet.
You need to see it.
I'll see that after I see
good.
Dogma.
Have you seen Dogma?
We already talked about this.
I know. We talked about. Yeah, that's your homework assignment. You need to see Dogma.
I told you I was going to watch it tomorrow.
Okay. And what about Warcraft?
The theater's within walking distance. I'll catch some Pokemon on the way.
Cool. Okay. My opinion on it was pretty good. There were a few miscasts, in my opinion. There is Travis Fimmel, who played Alduin in the video game.
Skyrim.
Not Alduin. What am I talking about? I think
Parthenax?
it's not Parthenax. That's Skyrim. I'm talking about World of Warcraft.
Then why are you bringing up Alduin?
That is his name in the actual game, I think.
If you look up Alduin, like, is it spelled Alduin?
I think so.
You're gonna find a black dragon. A spiky black dragon. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I know that. Let me pull up the Warcraft film.
That would be better, because then you won't get the name wrong.
No, I won't get. Well, I always get names wrong.
Not all the time, but
Not all the time, but sometimes I have these really old moments. I'm turning 39 soon, so bear with me. Okay. Anduin, not Alduin.
that was your fault.
Anduin. That was my fault. Yes. So he plays a military commander of the human forces in Stormwind, and he does his best. But Travis Fimmel also plays as Ragnarok in Vikings, and you can't tell the difference between these two characters. They are so exactly the same as far as acting. So
Maybe that's why they picked him.
I think so, but
It's kind of bland when someone can do like only one type of acting, like Jim Carrey.
right, or Will Ferrell, because that guy just yells. I don't think he's funny. No, stop it! You scared me. Paula Patton plays a half orc, half human. And
Hybrid.
She does a really great job. I loved her in that film.
Shun. Don't shun.
Sean.
Don't shun. That's racist.
Sean. Okay. Ben Foster also did a really good job. I mean, there are a lot of people that really made the movie really great, and there's a lot of nostalgia, especially when you go to Stormwind. Have you played World of Warcraft? I hope.
No.
No,
No.
you haven't. Okay.
I have friends that have.
There are characters called Murdochs, and they're kind of like mermen, and they got this really weird way that they talk.
Like a little seal.
Like a little baby seal, but they you hear like those when you go into Stormwind, not Stormwind, but Goldshire, and that's actually their location. There's a lake right behind Goldshire, and you see all these Murdochs floating around. Once you have to defeat them to get a quest item, obviously, but you see that. There's a lot of good stuff. The orcs were done pretty well. in my opinion.
I did think they were CGI done really, like the CGI for him looked pretty good even in the trailer.
They were done very well. Sometimes they weren't done as good as I thought they could have been.
Some were done better than others.
Some were done better than others. The plot was rock on. It was decent. And I mean, it was just a good popcorn flick that you can watch. They are planning a sequel because it didn't do very well in the United States, but China is really rocking that movie.
China, if they made a StarCraft movie, I guarantee you Korea and China would be all over it.
Absolutely, yeah.
While we're speaking of sequels, Deadpool 2. Ron Perlman said he wants to play Cable.
He wants to play Cable?
The son of Cyclops that comes back from the future and can travel through time?
I'm not really familiar with Deadpool. I just saw the movie. I didn't read the comics. So
Deadpool is kind of tied in with the X-Men because
he's a mutant.
No, he was also supposed to be part of the Weapon X project.
Yes.
And so after Wolverine was made,
right,
they started working on Weapon 11, and then how he got the name was, like in the movie, they were placing bets to see who would die next. And then he's like, okay, I'll be called Deadpool.
Right.
He ends up with Wolverine's powers and a couple other powers. He's often involved with Cable because Cable can time travel, and because he's been cursed by Thanos with the curse of never dying.
Right.
Deadpool has like become immortal almost. And so he's like, all right, I need you to fix this. Can you fix it? Yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. And then he tries to fix it, and he ends up screwing things up more, but then fixing it at the last minute before it actually destroys the universe right then and there.
Mm-hmm. Constantine. It was picked up by CW for season 2 renewal. I don't have anything else.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Tom Hiddleston said this might be his last appearance as Loki. And that's going to be kind of disappointing because he plays Loki so well.
He's like one of the best Lokis ever. It was like one of the only Lokis ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the Heath Ledger of the Avengers universe.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah. He's really good. I would say also what about the Iron Man?
Oh, Iron Man's now a female.
Yes.
She's like 15.
I know. It's the whole entire changes are really weird. And Captain America is no longer Hydra. They backtracked that after the first issue.
Yeah, that got a lot of hate, and I thought it was really funny.
I thought that was really funny too. Anything else you want to say before we end the show?
That's it.
Well, my name is Joe
And I'm Joe.
And Joe.
Joe.
Joe and Joe in the evening. You can catch us on JoeDWhite Talks on Twitter, on Facebook, JoeDWhite Talks, on YouTube, where all the shows are being archived, JoeDWhite Talks as well. And I hope you have a great evening. Catch you next week.
We are in a video game or a